do this.
We have more friends joining us as we hop in, but Jen, you, Tiffany, and I, we were talking about this earlier. The holidays to now, every week seems to be a short week. And when we don't get to play with our friends on Mondays, I feel like something's missing in my world. Like I really do.
Same. Yeah, I know what you mean.
We miss you guys so much. We're excited to go over the content with you guys, but we've got Jordan Stewart on the line and the Zoomies with us. I think I see him. I'm going to pin him up here in a moment. He's going to take the first 15 minutes of the call today to talk with us about sports and entertainment. Jordan, there you are. Let's pin you. There you go. That's always the worst when you're the first one pinned. There you go. There's Jen. You want in, Cassie? You good? Okay. Welcome to New England. It's a little snowy here today if you heard us discussing any of that, but welcome to snowy New England.
You got quite the background there.
Yeah. So it's cold here. I'm in Northern Virginia. I believe it or not, so I own a pro soccer team, a men's soccer team in USL. So we're having an open tryout.
Nice.
This afternoon. So I do have to run back to that in a little bit, but we have good Wi-Fi here in the little clubhouse section. So so honestly, like my life here in Northern Virginia and with Keller Williams is sports and entertainment, real estate. We have about 800 members of this community within the company. In North America, it's US and Canada mostly. And I apologize, I'm very cold because I was outside, so my face is trying to defrost a little bit while I'm trying to speak. So just kind of ignore the fact that there's a little bit of a lockjaw situation going on until that gets heated up. So do we have Jen Seabury on here or no? I know she's
I don't see
Boston.
her yet,
Okay.
but we are very familiar with Jen Seabury.
I was gonna say, I did notice that Pearl is on with you as well.
Cool. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to share my screen if that's okay.
Excellent, go for it.
And I'm going to rip through this for as quickly as possible. And the audience today is, we're all leadership.
Agents of Keller Williams New England.
Agents. Okay, perfect. Agents. Okay, awesome. So essentially, I'm the director of this community. Gary, Mark, Jason Abrams and I came together on this last year, and we've just basically added like a level of just as simple as networking connections, understanding that we're collaborating as this group of agents with these contacts in sports and entertainment that leads to real estate sales. So you don't have to have any background at all in sports and entertainment to be part of this inclusive community. Essentially, it's basically saying, hey, I want to expand my network. I want to learn about the best practices of working with more of a private client. There's a mixture of luxury, first-time home buying, renting, all that. And it's a manifesting new business to each of our agents kind of pipeline. So myself, I've been a licensed real estate agent since 2009. When my wife went back to grad school and said, you got to do something else besides just work a 9 to 5 because I have 150,000 student loan debt, like I think some other people can relate to in this call. And it's blossomed into what are the relationships that I can bring that's going to yield business. So we have a lot of fun with this group. I'm just going to be completely honest. It's not something that you should be focused on as part of your entire business. It's something that's a complement to what you already do with the relationships that you have. And it's an interesting way to kind of leverage those relationships and see these people on screens that have all had wins in their group. So up until about November, the community base was kind of the biggest piece of the puzzle. Now we brought in a lead gen focus. So lead gen, referrals, this is now part of our community. We're really excited about this. We have something called the Private Housing Network, which is exclusive in Keller Williams to this Keller Williams Sports and Entertainment community. What we do is we go out to huge organizations and we say, hey, we want to be your partner and give you education to your the people in your organization will call it. And we're going to basically teach them about real estate investing, getting a real estate license through K-Score, buying and selling real estate with our agents, mentorship, going into commercial arms, stuff like that. We actually have 57,000 contacts in that database right now. And it's these private portal. I don't want to get into it too much with the 7 minutes I've left in this call, but it's a private portal that essentially these organizations reach out to the people within their group and they say, hey, don't go to Zillow, don't click on the Redfin link, just go to this link, private portal. We're going to email this to you. We're going to keep this on our website. That's at the intranet. And we're getting people off of, in these organizations, National Soccer Coaches Association, Professional Hockey Players Association, New England, come on. My son plays travel hockey. We just flew to Boston to play 2 games as a 10-year-old and then flew home. That was great. Really good use of time and money, but hockey is a serious business, both in the men's and women's and boys and girls youth level. So hockey players come from financial backgrounds that allows them to invest in real estate a little bit more, believe it or not. So we have these relationships that we're really excited about. We're going with the PWPHA, which is the women's side as well. So we plan to build this out to be a lead gen platform for the entire company to benefit from. So it's an application process. You do have to have 50,000 GCI last 12 months to be part of the community, or you can fill out an application and essentially say, look, I'm a newer agent, but I'm coming from relationships within this space. Here's who I know, and here's how I think that I could benefit coming from contribution to join this community and add value. So this is a QR code here, joinkwsc.com. If you're interested, we encourage everyone to apply. We have limited numbers within the market centers and regions and things like that. There is a $199 a month fee that we have everybody put skin in the game. But what I tell people is if you don't get $2,400 of value in a year in this group, then yeah, it's probably not worth it. But I'm pretty sure you're going to get that value in the relationships you make and just the events that we coordinate every year. I'm going to just jump ahead to that. We're at family reunion. We're doing a big family reunion party this year. If you're going to Anaheim, red carpet event, 5 hours, all inclusive, open bar. Can't really say that, but open food, transportation provided, tons of networking. It's a ton of fun. We have VIPs coming. We were in Nashville, we're in DC, probably going to Chicago, South Florida this year. Hasn't been announced yet, but this is the type of stuff that we're working out. Obviously, we have speakers and masterminds and education within the group. Jump on the Zooms when you can. We have really interesting Zooms on both the entertainment and sports side. We also talk about SEO. If you Google Boston Realtor, is your name going to come up in that Google search when just regular people are looking for a realtor? Let's teach you how to do that. And then consulting, industry meeting assistance. If you feel like you can make a connection within your New England group, either locally or at a bigger level, regional level, will help you kind of make that connection. We'll put some place some best practices and some elevator pitches on what the best ways to connect with those type of people. If you look at our Instagram, KW Sports Entertainment, really good content on there. You can kind of see our marketing and branding, what we bring to the table. The social media is a big part of what we do. I call it the virtual digital business card, right? And we're working on your behalf or our agent's behalf, that we're basically building and manifesting that business without the agent necessarily consciously having to pay attention as much. So I'll kind of stop there because I don't want to go over my time. Does anyone have any questions for me?
And Pearl did put the correct website because you've got a cold face, I've got ice cold fingers. So sometimes The typing is not always my
Yeah.
friend.
Yes.
But yes, all the information is in there. And guys, we have a great community ambassador with Jen Seabury. She's always available to answer questions locally. I get to see her often when I visit the market center down there and she's at so many different events. But if you think of a question, make sure you grab that info. We'll also put it out on our growth call page for you.
Yep. And it's not just, we do work with the if you talk about Boston, not everyone here lives in Boston. I mean, come on. So this is an expansive community that extends way past just working with an athlete in one of the professional sports teams in Boston. This is something that will yield results and make you a better real estate agent anywhere in any community. So very passionate about it. Gary's a huge supporter of this. I think 2023 communities within Keller Williams is a big deal. We're also in the colleges, big time, name, image, likeness. I didn't even get into that. The NIL deals from everything Division I all the way down to even Division III. Pearl on the call is a proud graduate of Amherst College right there in Massachusetts. Excellent school. She played volleyball. She's very humble about that. But that NESCAC, lifestyle there in New England is an unbelievable, pipeline for people coming out of those schools and looking to buy and sell property. So we're pretty diversified, I'd say. If you haven't heard about our community before, I'm hoping this introduction is something that piques your interest. It's a month-to-month commitment. So even if you jump in for a month and you're like, I literally just want to be in a month, I'll pay $200 for this month. I'll figure out what's going on. I'll make a bunch of connections. I'll go to the party at family reunion and then I'm going to quit. It's fine. We don't think that's going to happen because our job is to add value every single day to ensure that we retain our members and build those relationships, which sometimes takes more than a month, but that is an option. If this is something you want to dip your feet into, we'd love to have you. We'd love to meet you. And I'm very enthusiastic about this. And like I said, we're into year 2 now, and we're really gaining some traction, both locally and nationally, and with the brand of Keller Williams supporting us. So thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for coming on and chatting with us today. It's not like New England is a big sports community or anything, right?
I'm a Philly guy, so my Philly team.
We won't hold that against you. Maybe
Yeah,
should
I
have kept it. It's okay. It's
We don't
okay.
talk about that Super Bowl. All right, thank you guys.
No, you're out. No. Thank you, Jordan. Thank you so much. We'll see you at family reunion.
See you later.
Thanks,
Take care.
everyone.
Come meet me
Thanks,
at family
Pearl.
reunion. We'll be there. Bye-bye.
Burke, I just wanted to jump in and add for a second. So this is one of our first calls in 2023, and we do have a lot of guests lined up for you. We have a variety of guests on each call. So sometimes they're top agents that are, have learned the best practices in the trade. Sometimes there's agents that are up and coming, agents that have just nailed one part of their real estate business really well, and we want to have them share that with you. And then we also like to have people like Jordan on from KWRI, from the different communities, to bring awareness to the different pieces of value that KWRI is offering as well, because we know there can be so much information at times that some of it gets lost. So we want to make sure that we're highlighting all the cool things that different things that KWRI has as well. So with that, there's a ton of other communities. You've probably heard of luxury, commercial. Now you've heard of sports and entertainment, but there are so many more communities beyond that. Like Jordan mentioned, communities in 2022 and 23 were a really big push with KWRI. So I'm going to drop the communities page in the chat too, just to see if there's anything else out there that you're ever interested in.
I love that there are communities. There's something for because I might not be a sports ball person at all, but I could be a style to design person, and I have a home no matter where my interests lie, and that doesn't exist other places. So communities for me at KW is one of the most exciting things we do for our agents, and we get to be a part of. So if you've got questions, reach out to us and we'll help you get in touch with your community ambassadors as well. Cool, we ready?
Let's do this. I see Frank on here. I don't think I've ever seen, I saw him in person last week, but I see him on here. Hi, Frank.
Hi, Frank.
Thanks for coming on the call. All right, go ahead. Let's go. Let's jump into some content.
Do this.
For Lorraine too. So thanks for being
Yes.
here.
It was so nice to see so many friends last week at 6 p.m. Oops. Those things did not paste in. I will make sure those get there for after the call. Sorry, friends. Sometimes when I move it over from one to the other, it just has a bad day. So last week's popcorn, by the way, was huge. That was one of our bigger posts, the this or that for the postcard. I mean, for the popcorn. I've got postcard on the brain from just helping someone. I am a salty fan, if you didn't know that. Like salt all the way, but this was huge. So I enjoyed seeing everybody's back and forth on that one last week. Okay, sorry. So it's National Compliment Day. Oh my God, it's the cutest thing ever. It's Kindness Rocks. It's all these things. And did you know this was created by a New Englander? So in 1998, NH native Debbie Hoffman, today is a day to compliment and spread positivity, which who couldn't use a little positivity? But we're going to ask our peeps, what was the greatest compliment you ever received? What was the greatest compliment you ever received? Or even if it's just from this year, pop it in. Guys, this is a great way. Oh, thank you. Look at me, non-KW shirt today. I don't even know who I am. My identity's in a crisis here. I was freezing. Thank you. I love my shirt as well. But it's such a nice thing. We have something in town called Kindness Rocks, where people paint rocks with little kind things on them, and then they drop them in places. And when you take a picture and you hashtag it with this group to spread kindness, it's the cutest thing. So a little love can go a long way, can make somebody's day.
I love that one.
I do too. And you know what? How nice is it that it was somebody from New England is the reason that this day exists. So guys, if you're going to only post one, there's your one to post. Now, let me tell you, with the weather we have been having, I have been dreaming about being anywhere but here. I do not enjoy, my bones do not enjoy this weather right now. It is not happy. So the travel bug has bitten me, and most of my search pages include somewhere that I could quickly go to get warm. Just a quick clean right away. Anybody else feeling that way? I am cold. Are you feeling that way?
Yes.
I am for sure looking forward to California in February.
Me too, because I am so sick of being chilly. I mean, heated blankets, heated socks, you name it, power packs. I've got it on to try to stay warm. So we're going to ask our community, if you could go on your dream vacation tomorrow, where would you go and for how long? So like, bye, going to Maui. I'll be there for a month, can work from there.
Laura is good. She's at the ski mountain right now. She's on a lift listening to us. She's good where she is. So
That's, you know what? And many of us vacation where we live a lot. I know I love to go on our anniversary trips with my husband. We tour New England. We don't go outside of New England because we have so much to see here. So are you looking for toes in the sand, trekking the wilderness, or sightseeing? Mine will be in the comments. And it's funny because how my husband wants to vacation and how I want to vacation are vastly different. Where I could just be on a beach chair for 7 days and not move. He wants to go to museums, go see local sites, find all the things to sightsee. And I'm just like, I just toes in the sand, nice water.
we have 2 for Greece right now.
Ooh.
I really want to go to Greece. So I'm with you on that, actually. I think I want to go to Italy again. That's where I want to go next.
Yeah, Hawaii's on my list. I just want to go where there's warm and lots of good citrus, yummy food. Look at this.
Lorraine.
Italy. We talked about that.
All right. Yes, you are going to get all of these slides. We get them every single week. If this is your first call, the second half of our call on Mondays are all content. So we're providing you with the content and we will give you the downloads right after this call. Also, if you're not a fan of or a friend in our Facebook group, please get into our group. I'm sure either Cassie or Brooke will get right on posting that into the chat section. Be friends with us or get into that group because we put all of this in there as well
And some extras every now and then. The other thing, guys, if you haven't figured it out yet from being in certain classes with me, this is where you add a place to their monthly neighborhood nurture. So if their dream place is Aruba or very specifically Little Dix Bay, Virgin Gorda, BVI, go find it. Go find it on the map. You can find anything for your monthly neighborhood nurture and add it, right? There's 4: family, occupation, recreation, dream. My helpful hint for monthly neighborhood nurtures is, where do you live? Find that neighborhood. Where do they work? Where do they want to play? Here's your vacations. And where do they desire to retire? So we're giving you an extra neighborhood to add so they can watch real estate where the dream is for them. Thanks, Jen. You were faster than either of us.
Once in
Okay.
a while that happens. Once in a while.
All right. Next post.
It's called the
Soup.
KWNE growth call.
Yes.
KWNE growth call.
All right. It's the battle of the soups. You can't have both. Ingredients. I'm not battling you over what is correct in chili. You know what it is? Whatever has chili on the label is the correct chili for you. Okay. So the battle of the soup bowl is on. How do you like to warm up on these cold winter days? Are you team chili or are you team chicken noodly? Bonus points for recipes or best places to get a bowl of each. I know. Is chili a soup? It's always on the soup menu. I've had this discussion many a times with people in the restaurant industry.
You can't call it chili stew. Like, it's not.
No.
It doesn't sound right.
Is it a
So
soup?
it's either
It's
a
a-
stew or a soup. So
Right. I'm calling this a soup. If you ladle it and you put it in a bowl, I'm calling it a soup.
I'm with you, Brooke.
Yeah, I'm on that one. It's its own category. So guys, what are you? Are you chili? Are you team chili? We're not going to talk about beans or add-ins. Or are you team chicken noodle? It is its own category. Put it in the chat. And while you're popping that in the chat, guys, we want to feature you. We want to highlight you and your wins no matter where you are in your career. So please, please, please click that link, fill out the form telling us what you're winning at. It doesn't matter. We just want to have a conversation with you. We want to talk to you guys. It's a quick little form, maybe 3 minutes tops, maybe. If you put it open and you forget about it, you come back to it later. We want to see you. We want to talk to you. So bonus points, Erica, just a silly way to get your community talking, right?
So
Because
Brooke,
people,
let's talk about that for a quick minute, because I do see that there are a few people that are new to this call. So why are a lot or all of our posts not about real estate? Why are we sending these content posts out that have nothing to do with real estate?
because our friends here in the region are really good at just real estate stuff. And they're not really good at being human sometimes. And it's really hard sometimes to open yourself out to your community. And trust me when we tell you this, they know you're in real estate because it's all you ever talk about. So what this does is it gives you a chance to build community in a way that helps you get in touch with what you like versus what your community likes. You're getting to know what is important to them in small ways. So that way, when a real estate post does come up, they don't scroll by it because you've poured so much value and entertainment and education and fun into your relationship. So this is just a way to get you more human in front of your communities.
Absolutely. And by the way, we do sprinkle in real estate in these posts. If you've been on for a while, we'll put some market updates and such. So it is not focused on real estate because we don't want you to just be the person putting all the just listed and not a lot of content relating with your friends on Facebook or whatever social media platform you're using. We want you to be relatable to everybody. Erica, go ahead. I see your hand up.
Yes, and so when you said bonus points, Brooke, say that again. What did you mean you want for us to just acknowledge something? I just didn't get that.
So it's just a silly way to get them to engage more, right? Because one of the things we talk about is agents always say, Brooke, nobody posts, nobody likes, comments, or engages. And I always say, well, what did you ask them to do? You can't just put a post out there without movement. So this is just a silly way to wrap words around giving people ideas on what they can post underneath. And let me tell you, some of these this or that Thursdays, if you've been on this call a while, you guys get some heated posts when it comes to things like candy corn or card games versus board games or the best of. It's so much fun to watch your communities get heated on your posts, and it's even more fun to watch you guys interact. The whole point is to get you guys interacting with your community to facilitate conversations you might not have, right? If you sat in the classes, you know I'm a barbecue fan, I love coffee, dark chocolate, and crocheting, right? Weird, right? Like not in the same place or at the same time, maybe.
Yeah, I did something interesting. Somebody on LinkedIn reached out to like them, and it was a local handyman business. And so I immediately went right back on, called them the next day, liked us back and forth on Facebook, and just asked him, how is business going? Where do you live? I'd love to mail you, I don't know what it was. I wanted to mail him my business cards because we're going to try to refer to each other.
Excellent.
And what I did the first time is I stuck in a $10 gift certificate from our local grocery store. I don't know if that is going to help or not, but it might help him to remember me next time. I don't know.
You never know. And you know what? A little community kindness goes a long way with the things we're doing, because I bet you he will remember you. So use those smart plans, stay in contact.
That's exactly that. I figured in 11 days, I'm going to reach out to make sure they got my card.
She's listening. She's listening to how often people forget about you. How many days does it take for someone to forget about you?
11.
11.
Forget
So,
about
Brooke,
you
what
or most people? I'm just
Most people, not just me. We think about it, friends. We are hit. I'll never forget you. We are hit with so many messages between social media, sometimes incorrect news stations, and different voices, whether it's factual or not. Everybody is being slammed with messaging across the board in different ways. So how we stay top of mind in 2023 is by being more human, by making sure we are educating, we are talking about real estate, but that 80% of our Facebook page makes people want to walk back into our Facebook, right? Why are they here? Why are they recommending their friends? Do they know you? Would they want to work with you? Are you responsive? Do you care about your community? That's what's going to set you apart from people in 2023 who are just posting, just listed, just sold, another one under contract, real estate. Like,
Well, Brooke, this goes hand in hand with the second half of our call here, which is the race to 201 plus, right? So everybody that comments on your post, if they're not in your data bank and you're not systematically connecting with them, that's the opportunity for these posts, right? So you might have 4,000 friends on Facebook, but are all 4,000 of them systematically communicated with in your database? Probably not. So by having these posts and using them purposefully, you're able to see who's connecting with you and commenting, and then transferring that over to the moneymaker, which is your database.
yep, because everybody makes a move somewhere. And we're always missing out on that referral piece. We always see when people buy a house and you're like, oh, they didn't reach out to me. Why? We're not doing the things we're supposed to do and staying top of mind with value adds. Do we have to talk real estate at some point? Absolutely. But do we have to put money and things inside that relationship bank before we take that real estate withdrawal? Yes. And that's what this is. This is your relationship piggy bank.
All right, let's get to our prize winner, and then stay on, because Brooke is going to do the next 30 minutes to talk to you about how to make sure that 201 plus club is really happening in your world. So Cassie, what do we have going on for our prize today?
So we do have a first-time home buyers book again today, which we are getting great feedback on. Everybody is loving them. They go out to Michael Doyle out of Chestnut Hill. Michael,
Doyle, are you on? Did I just see a thumbs up? There he is. Hi, Michael. Congratulations.
awesome.
That's your
So Michael,
first
I'll
call?
connect with you after this call to get you your book. Brooke, the rest of the day is yours.
All right, guys. So I'm going to unpin our friends. Well, I'll unpin.
Hi.
You staying, Tiffany? Tiffany can stay up then. All right, I'm going to hit pause so that it's easier for us to upload.